Welcome to Comics in the Making. My name is Ryan Holgerson. I'm the creator of Slackmatic, and I'm joined, as always, by Levi Erickson, the creator of the Big. Levi, how you doing?
Doing great. It's starting to ramp up. We're sprinting right towards HeroesCon.
Yeah, we are. I mean, this time next week, we will be sitting at a table at uh at Heroes. So by the time this episode comes out, uh Heroes will probably be over. And we'll have a wrap up episode or something like that. But yeah, we talked about it last episode, but it has just been uh weeks of both of us, I think, waiting for books to come in, sending orders for books out,
Yeah.
sending orders out for other stuff. You got some stickers. I'm trying to get some t-shirts for us, which are I don't know I don't know how that's working. And um it's been kind of nuts getting ready for this. But I at least for the most part on my end, I've got everything here. I don't have everything ready yet.
Hmm.
And uh I'm not taking my own I'm not taking my own advice of not trying to squeeze another thing in to being ready for Heroes Con. So I'm still kind of working on something to see if I can get it ready or not.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And myself included, I'm anxiously waiting another shipment of comics to drop. I've been told I got flies. I've been told that they should be here in time. That was the stipulation on placing the order with the printer. So I have faith in them, and I'm sure they will just arrive just in the nick of time. Then I'll have all the products that I intend to have. But just like you said, there is another thing that I want to do, and it's mainly assembling and printing. And I'm just going to print it home on newsprint, just a zine, just a newsprint homespun zine collection of sketches, some small short stories, one-page stories, one-panel stories, things like that. But it seems pretty simple. Just get these things together on a piece of paper and or in a file and print them, and that will take hours. So make no mistake, with
yeah.
everything else going on in the background, with the grind having its ever present, boot in our backs, uh, it can be a very daunting task.
Yeah. I worked 6 days in a row this week, which is not typical for me.
Yeah.
Normally I'm like I work 2 days, I'm off, I work 3 days, I'm off, and that's my normal schedule. But I had something I had to do tomorrow, and I didn't really want to lose like another day of work, especially coming up, you know, the week before Heroes where I'm gonna be missing some work.
Hmm.
And and I was like, well, I'll just work, you know, this day. And then it worked out because of that. I'm working, 6 days in a row. And it sucked. It sucked. It sucked. And like this is my first day off in 6 days. And I mean that's the thing. I'm gonna be working because I've got this other thing that I'm trying to finish up um for Heroes. I've got a bunch of stuff to put together for Heroes.
Hmm.
Um and and essentially I'm working the 3 days before Heroes. So
Yep.
I've got limited time to get all of this done. I mean, we've got 4 days, five
Hmm.
days if you count. I mean, if you count today, we have 5 days until the show starts.
No, yeah, 100%.
Um,
It's just right
yeah.
here, and everything between now and then to me is kind of incidental. and I say that, and my daughter graduates high school on Tuesday.
Yeah.
I have some other things in the background that I got to get done. My mother flies in today, being Sunday the 9th. So yeah, everything's incidental between now and HeroesCon.
Yeah.
Know that, family. Your goings on is incidental. Uh,
Yeah.
but no, but like, to piggyback off of what you just described, sort of your time, and how you have to spend it. That's what we're talking about when we talk about the grind, right? Because, you know, Ryan's working 6 days in a row. I work, 5 days a week, long days. And when we get done with it, I'm not saying this that we're unique, but when we're done with that, and where most sane people say, "Hey, I'm gonna binge watch, whatever on whatever streaming platform. Oh, I'm gonna squat up with my guys, and we're gonna play Call of Duty, go play pickleball, whatever." We kiss kiss the spouse, pat the kid on the head. How was your day? I'm glad, and we melt into this spot for the next bunch of hours to create the comics that we can't go on without creating. And
Yeah.
that's what this whole thing stands for. Uh, it's just, the the ramblings of two cartoonists and their never ending fight against the grind.
Yeah. And I gotta admit, man, this I I know I can't complain too much. I've produced 120 some pages this year. Um and we're halfway
Mhm.
essentially through the year.
Yeah.
Uh, that level of production is generally that's still more than what I would typically do in a year or right about at it. So I shouldn't be complaining. I shouldn't be upset. But I'm upset because I haven't put a story out in 2 or 3 weeks. And
Yeah.
and a lot of it has been, like we say, the grind. It's been getting ready for Heroes. I've had some other stuff behind the scenes I've been working on. And and it sucks for me, but it's like when I look at a big picture, it's like, nah, you've done a lot. You've done a lot. Like I could stop right now and it'd still be like a lot of stuff that I did this year.
Well, think of it in
So
this terms, 120 pages, right? I mean,
yeah.
divided by six, you
Oh
know,
yeah.
I mean, you've made a standard comic every month.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, you
No,
know,
and that's kind of what I'm realizing is my um uh that's every year I think about this. Every year this kind of happens. I have hills and valleys when it comes to my production. And there are times of the year uh and those are generally the colder months and the fall, the winter when I'm just like whatever I those are my favorite seasons and I think that kind of helps my creativity and stuff like that. Not only online, there's not as much to do outside or
mhm.
anything. And so I find that my production is always at its best uh in the in that time of the year. Also historically, and it's like I can go back years and look at my production. This summer, I slow down. It's like no matter what, it's like my production just slows down. Um, and I don't know what that is. I don't know if it's like I ramp up so much during the fall and winter that I just burn out in the summer and I'm like, I'm done. Uh, but either way, I just see like historically with my production, summer I slow down.
No, yeah, and
Um,
I think there's a lot of things that go into that. Like you mentioned, the weather, activities, uh, outdoor, time spent outdoors. That's typically when people start to do. more, you know, maintenance on the house and yard and whatnot. Just all these other things start falling into the day to day that don't exist when the weather is a little bit less hospitable. And I like to go outside and experience the environment outside, you know, on my block, whenever it's sunset. And I'll just water. I have a little garden. We'll water the garden and watch the fireflies and just kind of let the day melt away. Um, Sometimes when we have storms and it rains, I'm kind of I'm kind of happy because that's going to force me indoors and it's going to force me
Yeah.
in front of the drawing table. It's just a balance. It's a balance of what you want to do, and
Yeah.
not it's not
Well,
easy.
I was thinking about it. Yeah, no, it's not. And I was thinking about it, like what I really should do is when I'm having those like, just creative rushes and I'm doing like all this work, you know, uh I should go to like an every other week schedule and kind of stick to it. Because if I had done that, I'd still be putting out stuff like the last few weeks, because I would have had stuff that I was still saving. Um, but essentially what I've been doing this year is like I get something done and here you go. There's no like lead time or
Yeah,
anything like that.
yeah,
Um, so I don't know. Moving forward, I might do more than that. Not just really just for my just to make me feel better. I know nobody cares. Nobody's like, "Where's Ryan? Where's this new story?" Like, I know, I know that's the reality of it. But for me, I got to feel like I'm like doing something
yeah.
all the time.
No, no,
So,
100%, 100%.
which I
And
have been. We've both been like we've been doing stuff. We just can't. I just can't share it, or it's not ready, and.
yeah, yeah, and not to mention, I think this is the busiest convention season that you and I have had for quite some time.
Yeah.
Certainly in my case. So we are going to have collectively, is Heroes like the sixth convention that one or both of us have attended this year?
This year,
I don't want to
see, I
pick it
don't
up
know
too
if it's
hard.
six. It might be four or five.
Yeah, yeah.
I think it's my fifth.
We've done
Yeah,
three
I think
together,
it's my, yeah.
and then you did Zine Fest. Oh no, you did Fluke. You did Fluke and Zine
No,
Fest.
no,
Oh,
I didn't do
you
no,
didn't
no,
do
no, I
Fluke.
didn't do Fluke. I
Okay.
did, let's see, I did Matthews Comic Con. I did Zine Fest. I did Library Con. And then I did a real short appearance at the
Yeah,
Common Market or whatever. So
yeah,
this will be my fifth. Yeah, this will be my fifth like selling appearance this year.
yep, yep.
Um so which yeah is way more. I mean, this I think that it's funny kind of talking about where like, this is the most comics I've ever done in a year. I haven't done this many shows in a year. I couldn't tell you. I couldn't
and
I
and that eats
I
into
may
the
have
time,
never done this many shows in
and
a year.
that eats into the precious time that we just
Oh,
talked
it
about,
does.
because there's prep and you want to do things for every show, that's kind of unique, or at least get the next thing, have the next thing out and available at at the next show you're going to do. We've got a couple more coming up this year, and undoubtedly, I want to have the third chapter finished, possibly the fourth chapter. But at my production rate at this time, uh, I find that probably unlikely. But certainly a third chapter, and maybe flesh out that if I do get the zine, I would want to flesh that out a little bit better, rather than just a giveaway. Maybe have something that I can have printed that would have a little bit more content available as well. So that's I mean, that's a lot of stuff. That's a lot of stuff to put on people that already have full-time jobs and families
Yeah.
and everything else.
Right. I mean, so we have well, okay. confirmed 100%. We have at least two more
Big announcement
shows.
time.
Yeah, big announcement. Yeah.
It's-
So
you want
what
to
is
skip?
it? August.
You want?
So August,
Go
huh?
ahead. Go ahead.
What do you want? What
I
do
was
you
gonna
want?
say,
What?
do we want
What?
to like go over the
Huh?
September one and then go back to the big announcement?
The
The
do
Okay,
go over the
yeah, so we've talked about it before on the show.
yeah,
SpaCon in Hot Springs, Arkansas.
yeah,
Uh, Great show. It's my hometown. We never had comic conventions in Hot Springs when I lived there, but it's cool. It's a cool city. It's a national park town, tourist town, all kinds of cool stuff. So we are on to do SpaCon in September, I believe the weekend of the 20th of September. So we've talked
yeah.
about
It's like
that one.
second to the last weekend.
Yep, and we were traveling. That's road tripping, but we're gonna drop our big announcement. Our first road trip con is happening in August, and
Oh,
Ryan's gonna tell you about it.
yeah. August 24th, we are going up to uh Pittsburgh. I well, it's Mifflin, right? Mifflin,
Yeah.
Pennsylvania, which is just outside of Pittsburgh. We are going to be there for the first Eddie P Comic Con. Ed Piscor's family is putting on this event. Uh, Jim Rugg, Tom Scioli, they've already announced that they're going to be there. Um, looks like a bunch of fun cartoonists are going to be there. Don Simpson. Uh, so it's real exciting when they announced this uh a few weeks ago. I took a screenshot of the picture. I sent it to Levi like right away and was like, do you want to try and do this? And he was like, yeah. And so like I sent an email off to them. They emailed me back and anyway, we got on the show.
Yeah.
And we just felt like it was real important to go do this. Cartoonist kayfabe and Ed Piskor and Jim Rugg, they've been big inspirations for us the last you know 3-4 years or
Yeah.
longer. And there's the again, I hate to make this whole show about all the pages I've done this year, but I would not have done uh those amount of pages if it wasn't for cartoonist kayfabe and Ed really like pushing people and stuff like that.
Hmm.
Um it really was a huge inspiration um to do as much work as possible this year. And I just really felt strongly about doing this show. I just really wanted to do it. So we are doing that August 24th. Um, again, it's funny. I mean, I was like, man, whoo, going to Arkansas for SpaCon, and now, barely a month before that, we're hitting the road, for Pittsburgh, which
Yep.
which luckily is not nearly as much of a drive for us as Arkansas. This is only about 8 hours or whatever,
Yeah,
so
from
it's not too bad.
Charlotte to Pittsburgh is almost exactly half Charlotte to Hot Springs.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I mean, if Ryan left for Pittsburgh, I left for Hot Springs, Arkansas, and if the traffic was consistent and speed limits and all road conditions were consistent,
You're giving me a
he would be
headache.
back in
I
Charlotte
have a headache right now.
about the time
You started
I
talking.
hit I hit Arkansas.
You started talking about math, and my head just like
I don't think I
it
did.
just
I don't think I did.
exploded. You
I,
did. You sounded like one of those. You sounded like one of those exam questions.
the
If
A and B,
somebody is
A
leaving
and B.
Chicago on a train going 200 miles an hour, and Jim is leaving San Francisco in a car driving at 65 miles an hour, at what point will they meet?
I don't think I even mentioned any numbers.
You
I
did
did.
it. Yeah, it was enough.
I
It was enough. It was enough. Never
But getting
again.
back, yeah, getting back to the heading, moving right along. Um, take a left at the fork in the road. Um,
The question should end at what point will they meet in a fiery death? Just yeah, just collapse. Anyway, I'm sorry. Go
yeah.
ahead. Go.
So yeah, doing the ADP con is extremely important. Uh,
Yeah.
to me especially, I was already sort of pivoting back to comics, and then when I found Cartoonist Kayfabe in 2020 or 2021, that really got me excited to get back into comics. And the reason why I even thought to do a channel was they were doing it, and I noticed they were hyping their comics. And I said, well, that's how you, if you're independent, if you're nobody, that's how you get the word out, vlog about it. And so that, following those their lead, we made this little channel. And so it just for me, it just brings it together. And if I can communicate, you know, some of that, then that's what I it's all about.
Yeah. Right. Absolutely. No. Uh, I still I in fact it kind of happened today. For people that knew the Cartoonist Kayfabe channel, every Sunday, their Sunday episodes were kind of like their big ones of the week. They would either have shoot interviews or they'd be doing a Wizard magazine or something like
Mhm.
that. And it was a tradition for me. I mean, almost every day, but especially on Sundays, I would check and see what their big episode was going to be, and I'd sit there with a cup of coffee, eat breakfast, and watch that episode. Um, and today it kind of hit me where I was like, oh, I got to go check and see what kayfabe did. Um, it's one of those like, and for people who have lost a loved one, it's and we didn't really know Ed very well, but we've talked about in other episodes where that show
Mhm.
was really a part of our life.
Yep.
But I do know, there were moments after my dad passed away, um, which has been over 20 years ago, but there's moments where you go, oh, I can't wait to tell him this, and it's been a few months after that happened. And I kind of had that today where I was like, oh, I got to watch Cartoonist Kayfabe. And then I kind of was like, oh wait, no, I can't.
Mhm.
Which I mean, I can. It just man, I'm still not ready, I guess. And
Yeah.
but yeah, being able to be involved in this show is really exciting.
Yep.
Um, and also just side note, this is we're going to be like less than an hour away from where I was born.
Yeah.
I was born in Beaver Falls, which is just on the other side of Pittsburgh. Um, so this is, in a weird way, this is, my homecoming show. Even though I didn't live there very long, I lived there like 4 years. So, uh, but this will be my homecoming show, and then we have SpaCon for you like a month later. That'll be
Yeah.
your homecoming show.
Yeah.
So
That's gonna be a
yeah,
lot of fun. That's gonna be a lot of fun at that one. So yeah, insanely busy summer and busy
yeah,
with the respect of production, especially on Ryan's part. We have all these shows that we're doing. End of the day, I mean, together we will have done. I think that will be 5 shows together. Um, I don't want to do the math. Stop. I can tell. I can tell in your eyes.
yeah. Just stop.
The gears are like.
It's gonna be like
But yeah,
it's gonna be like scanners. My head's just gonna explode.
I might put that effect in.
Yeah. uh, Yeah, and those might not actually be our last shows of the year, but we can't really talk about it. It's nothing official yet, but we might have another one. Uh,
Cool.
even even after those. So
Yep.
so stay tuned. Hey, but before we get out of here, I wanted to show off
Yes.
this bundle pack. So I'm gonna have these at Heroes. And I mean, depending on how they do, probably a lot of shows because I've got so many books right now. But what this is, I've got my 5 newest books, and here's a sneak peek of the cover for the third issue.
Nice.
Um, and which I won't have. Well, by the time this video comes out, this will probably be on Etsy. But I'm waiting till after the show. But I've got the 5 newest books. This drawing right here, if I can get some glare off of it, it's probably not possible. No, it's just gonna glare. It's just glare. It doesn't even matter.
Send me the file. I'll pop it up.
Uh, yeah. So this is a print that I just stuck in here in this poly bag or whatever. So so it's a good deal. You're getting 5 books, over 100 and I think this is over 120 pages of comics.
Oh yeah.
And you get a print. So not a bad deal, but man, I like the way these turned out. I think I want to mess around. I stapled this really fast just to make sure it worked structurally. So I need to mess a little bit with the trimming and stuff like that to make it even.
Mhm.
But I kind of designed this all like in my head. Like I didn't I wasn't like practicing and going, will this work? And so it's kind of nice when you have an idea and probably didn't do your like due diligence and making sure that it's totally gonna work. And there are a lot of numbers involved. I so
We're not
which
doing
there
that.
were because
We're not doing
I
that.
was trying to figure out like, well, how wide do I want this? Like, how big of a bag do I want to get? Because I knew it was gonna fill out because I was putting so many books in. And so yeah, so there was a lot of guesswork, and I was real nervous on whether it was going to work or not. And just to get this done, it involved ordering stuff from three different suppliers. So
Yeah.
because I had my books, I had the bags, and then I had like the prints and the toppers I ordered from another place. Um, so I was a little nervous waiting for this to show up so I could put it together and make sure it actually worked.
No, I think it looks
So
great. I
uh
think it looks great. I think it's a great idea. Um, and it takes some of the, it takes, at a convention setting and interfacing with people, it takes some of the, oh yeah, this is my bundle deal. This is this. I mean, it's right there
yeah.
for them to see.
Yeah.
So so I think it's
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna have this with my new display. I'm gonna have this at eye level. It'll probably be right under the book of things on that top shelf. So it'll be on the next shelf down. So it'll be right there at eye level. I'm probably just going to have a whole row of them and then have the rest of the books underneath it. Um,
very cool.
so yeah, no, I'm hoping they do good because it's a good deal
Oh yeah.
for people and yeah,
Some
I don't
places
know.
will sell you
I'm
one book
excited.
for that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no. I mean, yeah, and I always ran bundle deals before, but I've got so many books now that the bundle deals that I used to run before just really don't work.
Yeah.
As far as like, here's a price that sounds good to the consumer, you
Right.
know. So I think taking, this amount of books, putting them together, I think it'll be good.
Excellent.
So
Yeah, and
yeah.
I've got the I've got the big, I've got chapter 1 and chapter 2. So
Very
those will be
nice.
available together. And the bound version or the collected floppy, which I'm 100% confident will arrive in time, is the Bernie Wrightson Swamp Thing homage variant cover, full size floppy containing both chapters. And my plan going forward with the book is to um is to compile 2 chapters into one floppy. So, if you prefer having a bunch of comics in your hand or having one larger volume, or if you want all three, that's that's your collectability right there. For you
Yeah.
completes. That's the route you want to take. Also, we have
Right.
our comics in the making stickers have arrived.
Yeah.
Basic logo stickers here, from our good friends over at the people that make stickers because we're not getting paid. But I will say, and these are just for our use. These will not be available to the general public, but you get 10 custom die cut stickers for $1, and these 10 cost me $7.
Damn.
Or no, a dollar seven. I'm sorry. So that doesn't make any sense. Numbers. See, we told you we struggle with numbers. That's why we're artists. But yeah, the I would have got I would have got die cut. I would have got die cut for these, but those when ordering multiple quantities, they're more expensive. So
Yeah.
yeah, those die cuts are for our own promotional use. So if you come into possession of one of those die cut stickers, that means that you're somebody in the comics industry, and we are flirting with you.
Yeah. Or you're
Bad
just
choice of
gonna
words,
see
I
it.
guess. Bad choice of words.
Or, yeah, or you're just gonna see it on a bathroom stall somewhere around Charlotte, and you'll know we were
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
We were there.
Common market.
Yeah. Ryan pooped here. That's pretty much what it means.
That's what that means. Whenever you see one of those light posts, back of a car, it means Ryan pooped here.
Yeah.
Enough
Yep.
of the toilet humor, Ryan.
Never.
So I'm pretty stoked. It's gonna come and go before we know it, but I'm really
Yeah.
excited for HeroesCon. I'm really excited for what we have coming up next. I'm excited for Chapter 3 of the Big. I'm excited for what you're working on with Slackmatic. I'm excited for my daughter's graduation, I guess.
Right.
It's a good time. It's
Yeah.
gonna be a great
Yeah. Got a very busy summer. So it'll be gone before we know it.
Oh yeah.
So, well, we got a lot of shit to do, so we should probably just go.
I think you're right, man.
Yeah. So just do the damn thing.
We'll see you.
All right.